I'm Kelly O'Donnell, EOS Implementer based in Michigan, but I work virtually with clients all over the country. So, one question that clients will ask before they become clients is, why should we do EOS? It's a huge investment of a senior leadership team's time and energy, and it's a big change for the organization. And humans generally don't love change. So you have to really want to do this. So there's usually five different reasons that business owners might come to us and say, I think it's time to do something different. The first is lack of control. So it's this feeling that the business is kind of running you instead of the other way around. Lack of control is really frustrating for business owners. And when you get to that point of frustration point, it might be time for EOS or a system like it. The second frustration we see clients come to us before implementing EOS is a lack of profit. You're just not making enough to compensate for the time and money and emotional investment in your business. So, one of the most powerful questions I think you can ask yourself as an entrepreneur is, has your business taken more from you than it will ever be able to give back? And it's a bad feeling to have to answer yes to that question. The third common frustration we often see is people. At a typical entrepreneurial company, the owner's frustrated with their employees. They're frustrated. The leadership team is frustrated maybe with vendors and customers. They're frustrated with each other. Nobody seems to get it or care as much as you do. And if that sounds familiar, you're normal. But that's often a tension that leadership teams and business owners are feeling before they start EOS. The fourth frustration is this feeling of hitting the ceiling. So, a lot of my clients talk about how they went through a period of growth where everything was easy and then they kind of hit a ceiling. They get stuck. They just couldn't figure it out, couldn't figure out a way to break through to that next stage of growth. And that's so normal, but it's also really frustrating. And the fifth frustration is the feeling that nothing's working. So, you've read every book, you've listened to all the podcasts and the business consultants, and you're trying to implement all of this stuff, but nothing's really clicking. So this is the kind of the ultimate frustration when you own a business. And so the difference between the 95% of entrepreneurial companies whose leaders never solve these frustrations and the 5% who do is that the 5% get stronger in six key areas of their business: vision, people, data, issues, process, and traction. So those are the six areas or six key components that EOS strengthens when you implement EOS in your business. And that's what we work on. And so we work to eliminate those common frustrations that clients come to me before their clients feeling. So that's the answer. Those might be some of the frustrations that you're feeling before you begin to implement EOS, and means that you're probably perfectly positioned for this to alleviate those frustrations and to really take off in your organization. So I'm Kelly O'Donnell, again, EOS Implementer, and I'll see you next time on EOS Answers.